There's a single credit card mistake that's costing the average American over $1,200 per year. And you're probably making it right now without even realizing it. I'm not talking about late fees. I'm not talking about going over your limit. I'm talking about something way more expensive that credit card companies love because it makes them billions of dollars every single year. And here's the scary part. Most people think they're doing the right thing. They think they're being responsible. But they're actually trapped in a cycle that's designed to keep them broke. I made this exact mistake for 3 years. It cost me over $4,000 in interest alone. Money that could have gone toward a down payment on a house, toward building an investment portfolio, toward literally anything except making credit card companies richer. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what this mistake is, why it's so dangerous, and most importantly, how to fix it immediately, even if you're already trapped in it. By the end of this video, you'll know the one thing you need to stop doing today to save yourself thousands of dollars. Let's get into it. Okay, here it is. The mistake that's destroying your finances. You're only making the minimum payment on your credit card. Now, you might be thinking, wait, that's what I'm supposed to do, right? That's what the bill says. And that's exactly the problem. Credit card companies make it seem like paying the minimum is the responsible thing to do. They even make it easy for you. It's right there on your statement in bold letters. But let me show you the actual math behind what's happening when you only pay the minimum. Let's say you have a $5,000 balance on a credit card with an 18% April, which is actually below the national average of 20 to 24%. Your minimum payment is usually around 2% of the balance, so that's about $100 per month. If you only pay that $100 minimum payment every month, here's what happens. It will take you 30 years to pay off that $5,000. 30 years. And you won't pay $5,000. You'll pay $11,680 total. That's $6,680 in pure interest. More than the original amount you borrowed. Think about that for a second. You borrowed $5,000. You pay back almost $12,000. Over 30 years. And this isn't some theoretical example. This is happening to millions of people right now. I have a buddy who had a $7,500 credit card balance. He was paying the $150 minimum every month, thinking he was being responsible because he never missed a payment. 7 years later, you know what his balance was? $6,800. He paid over $12,000 in payments and barely touched the principal. Almost all of it went to interest. When I showed him the math, he literally couldn't believe it. He thought the credit card company was scamming him. But nope. It was all there in the fine print he never read. Here's what credit card companies don't want you to know. The minimum payment is specifically calculated to maximize their profit, not to help you get out of debt. That minimum payment? It's designed to mostly cover the interest charges with just a tiny bit going toward your actual balance. So every month, you're basically paying the credit card company rent to keep owing the money. You're running on a treadmill going nowhere. Here's the takeaway. If you're only making minimum payments, you're not paying off debt. You're just renting it forever. Now let's talk about why this minimum payment trap is so much worse than just wasting money on interest. First, the opportunity cost. Every dollar you're sending to credit card interest is a dollar you're not investing. And over time, that difference is absolutely massive. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you have that $5,000 credit card balance at 18% interest, and you're paying the minimum of $100 per month. Like we said, it'll take 30 years to pay off, and you'll pay $11,680 total. But what if instead of having that debt, you invested that $100 per month for 30 years at an 8% average return? You'd have $149,035. Let me say that again. By making minimum payments, you pay $11,680 over 30 years. By investing that same $100 per month, you'd have almost $150,000. The difference between these two scenarios? Over $160,000. That's the real cost of the minimum payment trap. It's not just the interest you're paying, it's the wealth you're not building. Second, the psychological damage. When you're trapped in credit card debt making minimum payments, you're carrying this weight around with you every single day. You can't plan for the future because you're stuck dealing with the past. You can't save for a house because all your money is going to interest. You can't invest for retirement because you're still paying for stuff you bought 5 years ago. I remember waking up in the middle of the night stressed about my credit card debt. I knew I was making payments every month, but the balance barely moved. It felt hopeless. And that stress? It affects everything. Your relationships, your health, your job performance, your mental health. There's a reason financial stress is one of the leading causes of anxiety and depression. Third, and this is the worst part, the trap gets bigger over time. Here's what happens. You're making your minimum payments, feeling like you're being responsible. But then life happens. Your car needs a repair. Your kid needs braces. You have a medical bill. What do? You put it on the credit card. Because you're already making payments anyway. What's a little more, right? And now your balance is higher. Your minimum payment goes up. You're stuck even deeper in the cycle. This is exactly how people end up with $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000 in credit card debt. They didn't go crazy spending. They just got trapped in the minimum payment cycle and kept adding to it when emergencies came up. Here's the bottom line. The minimum payment trap doesn't just cost you money. It costs you your future, your peace of mind, and your ability to build wealth. All right, so now that you understand how bad this is, let's talk about how to fix it. I'm going to give you the exact strategy one used to pay off $8,000 in credit card debt in 14 months instead of 30 years. Step 1. Stop using the credit card. Like, right now. I know this sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people try to pay off a credit card while still using it. That's like trying to bail out a boat while someone's still drilling holes in it. Cut up the card if you have to. Freeze it in a block of ice. Delete it from your online shopping accounts. Whatever it takes. You cannot get out of this hole while you're still digging. Step 2. Pay as much as you possibly can above the minimum. Even an extra $50 or $100 per month makes a huge difference. Remember that $5,000 balance that took 30 years with minimum payments? If you pay $200 per month instead of $100, you'll pay it off in 31 months. That's less than 3 years instead of 30. And you'll only pay $1,200 in interest instead of $6,680. You just saved yourself $5,480 by doubling your payment. Here's the breakdown. Minimum payment, $100 30 years, $6,680 in interest. $200 per month, 31 months, $1,214 in interest. $300 per month, 19 months, $724 in interest. $500 per month, 11 months, $407 in interest. Every extra dollar you can throw at this debt literally saves you years of payments and thousands in interest. Step 3. If you have multiple cards, pay off the highest interest rate first. This is called the avalanche method, and it's the mathematically smartest way to pay off debt. Make minimum payments on all your cards, then throw every extra dollar at the one with the highest interest rate. Once that's gone, move to the next highest. I know some people prefer the snowball method, paying off the smallest balance first for the psychological win. And that's fine if it keeps you motivated. But mathematically, avalanche saves you the most money. Step 4. Find extra money to attack this debt. Sell stuff you don't need. Pick up a side hustle for a few months. Work overtime if you can. Cut back on eating out temporarily. I'm not saying live like a monk forever. I'm saying go into beast mode for 6 to 12 months and knock this out. When I was paying off my debt, I did Uber on weekends for 6 months. It sucked. I was tired, but I made an extra $800 to $1,000 per month that went straight to my credit card. And you know what? It was so worth it. Step 5. Look into a balance transfer card with 0% intro April. A lot of cards offer 0% interest for 12 to 18 months on balance transfers. If you can get approved for one, this can save you a ton in interest. But, and this is important, there's usually a 3 to 5% balance transfer fee, and you have to pay it off during the 0% period. If you don't, the interest rate jumps up, sometimes even higher than your original card. So only do this if you have a solid plan to pay off the entire balance during the intro period. Here's the action plan. Calculate exactly how much you owe. Figure out how much you can realistically pay per month. Then commit to that number and stick to it no matter what. Okay, once you're out of this mess, here's how you make sure you never fall back into it. Rule number 1. Only charge what you can pay off in full that month. If you can't afford to pay it off when the bill comes, you can't afford to buy it. Period. Credit cards should be used for convenience and rewards, not to finance a lifestyle you can't afford. Rule number 2. Build an emergency fund so you don't need to use credit cards for emergencies. Most people fall into credit card debt because of unexpected expenses. Car repairs, medical bills, Job loss, this stuff happens. If you have even $1,000 to $2,000 in savings, most small emergencies won't send you back into credit card debt. Work your way up to 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. I know that sounds like a lot, but start with $1,000 and build from there. Rule number 3, set up auto pay to pay your full balance every month. Not the minimum. Not a fixed amount. The full statement balance. This way, you'll never pay a cent in interest, and you'll never accidentally fall into the minimum payment trap again. If you can't afford to pay the full balance, refer back to rule number 1. You're spending too much. Here's the truth. Credit cards are a tool. Used correctly, they can actually help you build credit and earn rewards. Used incorrectly, they'll keep you broke for decades. The choice is yours. All right, let's recap what we covered. Number 1, the minimum payment trap is designed to keep you in debt for decades while paying thousands in interest. A $5,000 balance takes 30 years to pay off with minimum payments. Number 2, the real cost isn't just the interest, it's the opportunity cost. That money could be building wealth instead of making credit card companies rich. Number 3, escape the trap by stopping the card use, paying way more than the minimum, attacking high-interest debt first, finding extra money, and considering balance transfers carefully. And number 4, never fall back into it by only charging what you can pay off in full, building an emergency fund, and setting up auto pay for your full balance. Now here's what I need you to do. If you're stuck in this minimum payment trap right now, comment below with your total credit card balance. Just the number, no shame, no judgment. Then tell me how much you're committing to pay per month to get out of it. Writing it down publicly makes you way more likely to actually do it. Stop letting credit card companies steal your future. You've got this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.